everyone, and welcome to the Beyblade X Arc 2 Episode 1 review, or technically Episode 52. Beyblade X anime is back with episodes, so I'll be able to actually talk about them. And we'll talk about the newest episode and see whether or not there's any real differences or anything that I liked in this episode, and you already know the rest. Basically, they kind of just go over what happened at the ending. Bird lost, said he had fun, and then after they say, well, the story doesn't end there, because guess what? There's one more, there's another tower to climb, new foes, and you know, all this other stuff, and other teams that are climbing. So obviously a big thing that they're pushing around is Pendragon being at the top, and then after other teams like Yggdrasil and Zuganic also trying to climb all the way up. So there is a sequence where Bird beats Common X or X Kurisu with a burst finish, but surprise, it is a dream sequence, which is what I said it probably would have been. So they kind of pad out the episode with some things like, there is, I think it was like a bonus chapter or whatever, where Multi was basically just doing different cosplays. So you see her kind of in like the theme of bladers, so like Toguro's Viper Tail, Leon Claw, Rhino Horn, Shark. So yeah, I thought, okay, that was kind of funny that they kind of just put the chapter adaptation kind of in there, just to kind of like... Interesting is that when Pendragon lost, basically they kind of like paused on all activity afterwards. Team Persona basically was dealing with a lot of press, even though Bird lost. And X Kurisu is just kind of bored because he has no real challenge since he beat Chrome. So he basically did his entire purpose that he set out to do. So Multi is basically just doing now content for followers, trying to build up Team Persona. You see Mako, who is wearing her past outfits. I think, yeah, it was in the flashback episode that she had the same outfit. So she's basically just wearing that, and she debuts with Whale Wave. So they're basically just doing practice, and the reason why she has Whale Wave, as they explain, is that since Team Persona needs different like training partners, so it's not just Shark, Multi basically just made her this bay, and then after Bird practices against Maiden, I thought, yeah, one thing obviously that they always do, they pad it out with, you know, the gimmick explanation, like in typical Beyblade fashion. What was kind of funny was that Bird does actually win, kind of. Now they're actually giving him at least round wins, so he beats Mako with knocking her out of the stadium, but for the full match, obviously, I guess he just lost. So I thought that was kind of funny. Some other stuff, I thought the Gigant bleaching, so obviously they're referencing, like, they're taking this from the battle that she has with Tenka, which probably they're going to be shifting stuff around. In that, it was kind of, it was just a still, and I don't know. There are some times when I'll say this for Beyblade X in general with the anime, it's fine when they want to try to adapt almost shot for shot like stuff from the manga, and there are times where they do a good job, they do their own twist or have something creative with it. But there are times when we kind of get to like the still stuff, and obviously I understand, you know, Beyblade anime is pretty rough as is. I don't know. I thought that was a little bit weak for the episode just for that shot. Trying to think what else. Nothing. Oh, actually, a big plot point is actually kind of interesting here. So Chrome has been missing, or they can't really find him. So I think instead now, like, the director is like, well, whatever, we'll continue without him. We'll try to maybe find some replacement. So I'm kind of curious on two things here. The first thing is, since Chrome, we don't know where Chrome basically is, I suspect, because at the end of this year, we're gonna get this UX whatever starter. I'm thinking because each part of the year, they always try to have one kind of big thing release they advertise to. And because we are getting a left winder in March, but as we know, they usually will release something before, let's say, the X over bays, or like these remake bays. What if in December, we get a UX variant of Cobalt Dragoon, whatever they want to call it? I feel like this could maybe set up Chrome, maybe like, I don't know, he goes somewhere, trains, fucks off, and then after maybe he comes back with like a stronger bay or some other thing. Because I'm just trying to think of what could you really have for December that could be exciting. It could definitely not have nothing to do with Chrome. I think that's probably also likely, but I don't know. I think the other thing I also want to mention is, so when they're talking about a replacement, I was thinking about this, so if his Chrome fainted, whatever, is at the hospital, and then after they can't find him or whatever. And in the opening, right, because I didn't even get to talk about the opening yet. So the new opening, by the way, I really like the visuals for it. I'm very curious on if there's any potential things we can maybe try to see for the future onwards, like Siguru is watching Chrome's very far away, Shiru is in some like Arctic place, I guess. So I'm wondering if potentially they might be setting up Team Pendragon to maybe do something really interesting this season. If Chrome's missing, I was thinking, because there's the Crimson Garuda. I think it's like a girl owns that. I wonder if that's going to be like the replacement blader for Pendragon, because Pendragon is still like this top championship team or whatever, so they just need to find... So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking narratively wise they could probably lead towards, which would still work, because that would make sense, because then Pendragon is the bucket and shoot kind of theme for the homage, so like Dragoon, Drasil, Drigger, Dronzer, so like Tiger, Shell, Garuda, and then Dragoon. Yeah, not really much else there. I think overall this episode is kind of setting up interesting stuff. I don't really think, I mean, there are definitely some good cuts in this episode. I don't really think anything is really changed from the overall stuff we've seen with Beyblade X. I mean, other than the fact that I think the opening looks really, really good, and also the ending. The ending looks really, really beautiful. I would say it's probably my favorite Beyblade ending, at least visually speaking. I feel like a lot of Beyblade endings are kind of stale. Not that the music is bad in those endings, but like visually wise, they're kind of boring. But this one was like a lot of life and very good stylization that they kind of had. Yeah, I mean, not really much else. I thought this episode was pretty nice. I'm kind of curious on where we could kind of go from here. Probably for episode reviews, I just kind of wanted to hit the first one just because, but I'll probably for the future, you'll probably just see maybe, unless there's something like super, super important maybe with these episodes or something, I'll probably hold off and I'll just do sets of 3 like I usually did. Probably will get awkward once I hit a certain point where it's not gonna be able to do sets of 3, but oh, the preview for next week is interesting. So it seems like they're setting up the match with Burn and Monju because it's Zuganic versus Yggdrasil. There were some good cuts in animation. I'm most likely thinking because we see the Rex guy against King, that probably when they're setting up Leon Crest, they'll probably be like something like, oh, they conquered Team Dream and Leon Crest had amazing defensive power, but also it can counterattack. And that's probably why they have like the lion breaking out of the shield or something. That's what I'm at least assuming that's supposed to be. So, I mean, next week, I don't really think we're probably gonna get any real difference from what we've previously seen, but I don't know. Narratively wise, it's interesting. They had Tenka there, they're setting up Tenka. So I'm pretty sure, I didn't even catch up with the manga chapter, I'm pretty sure Tenka is gonna join Team Persona, because she's like one of the main characters now in the set of 4. So are teams now gonna have like 4 members, or are they gonna have like 3 members but 1 sub in? That's what I'm wondering. But hey, if you are new here, subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts. What did you think of this episode? Let me know, let me know. And yeah, mallabase.com. We have restocked on Samurai Saber and Knight. So yeah, I mean, we're in batch 2 for that. So if you're wondering what batch 2 is, that's going to be arriving at a slightly later date. It says in the description for the product when that should probably arrive. Again, I don't control customs, so whenever it comes, it comes. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it for this video. Very excited to eventually get Samurai Saber once it releases in November, but it's a long wait. It's a long wait. Thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for now. Take care and bye.